trying to just make this a more common thing. Because I feel like, yeah, I have ideas, but what am I going to do with it? But yeah, just specifically showing this book because it keeps coming up in my life, at least recently. So I read this and it talks about how the current way of living in this book is that there's an eternity that extends from when the field of time, or like when scientists were able to tap into using the sun's energy when it exploded from a supernova at a particular point in time to reroute that and create a temporal field that allows them to create a place for them to exist out of time, hence eternity, but they are not infinite beings. They're just mortal people living in eternity, so they can go throughout time, starting at a specific point into whatever century. They call it the hundred thousands. And then there's a woman from the hidden centuries that comes and influences what all goes on to break them out of that time loop or time continuum. Anyways, I was just recently reading books about where African people came to this continent many years ago, and that history is just like kind of construed. That the Africans came to Americas, but that's not really talked about, even though many people I feel like know that that's the truth. All the influence, at least in the tropics. And then, yeah, just watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all about that. How, at least the 5th season is, where they somehow call themselves from the future, themselves beforehand, before everything went down, in order to save themselves or save the future, or a possible future, but get stuck in some kind of time loop. So I haven't really finished that yet. But it really correlates with what's going on in that book, The End of Eternity by Isaac Asimov. So it makes me think, I'm like, okay, so am I in a time loop? Like, sometimes I feel like there's time. There's not time. Like, there's times where I feel I'm being communicated throughout time. Like, I'm seeing or realizing or referencing things from the future, from the past, like going back and forth. So yeah, we'll kind of see how this plays out, but I just wanted to start making this a thing where I talk to a camera and then review it and then maybe share it with people.